Hello everybody, welcome here. So I received this message to go live and yeah, to share this what actually has been happening within me. And this is regarding of ancestral trauma being carried in your system. And at times we don't really realize the depth of these traumas, and maybe you don't even know that you're carrying them until you actually go through the process of healing and deeply understanding what the fuck is going on. Because at times, it might be like, okay, it's me, I'm carrying this and it's been from this experience and who knows. But then once we're so deep into it, because we gotta understand there's so much connectivity between you and your family members, between you and me, between you and the collective. I mean, like, we're not separate, right? So whenever we actually go into the field of connectivity, into the field of like, you are me, I am you, like your parents are part of you too, and like your whole lineage, right? Even if you haven't met them, then we can actually go into that deep healing of ancestral trauma. And I've been working with that, goodness, like the past 10 years or so, even more, right? But whenever you open yourself and whenever you actually decide, okay, and this is something as easy as saying like, I'm worthy, okay, I'm worthy of experiencing what I want to experience, what I want to carry in my being. So whenever you really set up those intentions, right, that I'm worthy of experiencing the life that I believe I can and the life that I know that I can create, then it really just opens up this space for deeper healing. And the really cool thing about it, oh my gosh, I really love this. So the really cool thing about it is that you also get to show up for your ancestors. Okay, so let me just say this again. You get to show up for your ancestors. What does that mean, So it means that you carry the gift to actually heal your lineage. I mean, how potent is that? You get that gift. You have been carrying this gift all along, right? And a lot of if you are in this journey, right, maybe you feel that a lot of your family members have no fucking idea of how to heal, right? Or maybe they look at you like you're like the crazy odd person out of the family, like what in the world are you talking about? And that's okay, that's okay. They are in their own journey, and we have to understand and give them compassion, because even though they might not be experiencing the world as you are experiencing it, they're still experiencing a world, and they still go through suffering, and they still go through bliss, and they are still carrying also ancestral trauma, okay? So it's not just you, right? So everything that you have been working through and that you have been releasing from your lineage, my puppy is scratching himself underneath the desk, they also have it in themselves, yeah? And so you get to show up, right? And this is one of the things that I received. It was a message maybe a couple of years ago, right? They're like, my ancestors, and this also goes into your ancestors, right? Your ancestors knew that you were going to show up in some kind of shape or form, for you to actually commit to yourself, for you to say that I'm worthy. Yeah, I'm worthy of really loving myself and having the most wonderful and magical life that I could ever be. They knew that. Energetically speaking, do you know consciousness, right? How freaking powerful it is. How we really know everything when we are in the field before coming as being humans. They knew. And they opened up the space for you because they knew that you were going to show up to also help them rise. And so whenever one of your ancestors transitions, from being a human into going back into the field, right, there's still this heaviness if they haven't alchemized that, okay? If one trauma that was really passed on through them was not really changed in the form of energy, there was still this heaviness that was being carried in the lineage that is passed on into somebody else, meaning you or somebody else that came before you, right? And this heaviness has been passed on for years upon years upon years, lifetimes upon lifetimes, maybe, to get to you. And then here you show up at this freaking amazing being saying enough, okay, enough. How do I get to release that, right? How do I get to be of service to myself and also for my lineage? Because that's what you're doing, The journey might have started with you, right? Maybe you're healing yourself and just wanting to experience something different in life, or maybe something super awesome experience happened to you, and then you were like, oh shit, life can be different, right? But it started with you, just about your field. And then the more that you go into this journey, it goes deeper than that, so much deeper. And then you showing up for you means that you're showing up for your whole lineage, means that you're showing up for all of us. Dang, right? That's a lot. But that's the beauty that you carry. That's the gift that you carry. You know, a lot of times you're like, what is my gift? Is it light language? Is it healing? Is it like blah, 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 right? And we get so caught up in this bubble of like, what is the gift? Goodness gracious, you are the gift. Can we just accept that, right? Like, you are the gift. You are the gift for your whole lineage. You are the gift for all of us, right? And you're showing up as the gift that you are. And the more that you show up as this gift and being your authentic self, the more that things just like get off of you. You're alchemizing this energy with love. Because by you showing up and doing your work, whatever that is, you're showing up out of love for yourself, which means that you're showing up as love for your whole lineage, And I mean, and that is something, you know, that is also passed on from your lineage to you. Love is not just all these traumatic events, right? We get so caught up in like, oh, my parents did this, or my family did this, and like, whatever, my grandparents, right? And then we forget that the awesome things about ourselves also come from our ancestors, from your lineage, from your mom's side, from your dad's side. So when we get to honor that, when you get to honor that, all the beauty, not just the fucked up things, then you get to be more in your power, you know, because then you're also accepting everything like about your family. You're not just saying like, okay, well, this happened, you go over there, I don't want to talk to you anymore, right? But what is behind all this suffering, right? And I truly believe this is why we showed up as light workers, right? I really believe that that's how we showed up, you know? So I'm going to share my experience that I had yesterday, sitting with the beautiful medicine or rapé, or a lot of people say more in the Portuguese sense, rapé. Rapé, we call it in Spanish because we actually have the R, and we roll our R's. I sat with my beautiful teacher, and I was just like, what is happening in my throat? What is happening in my heart? You know, let me tap into that. And it showed me the pain of the feminine in my lineage and also the masculine. And this is something that, you know, if you're having a female experience, right, it's like, dang, like, you know, like, I feel for you because, I mean, obviously I'm having a female experience too, you know, and it's deep. It's so deep. All the shit that has been happening on the feminine for eons, right? But then at times we disconsider what the masculine is going through as well. So what happened in my experience yesterday is feeling the pain of the feminine, right, of all the females in my lineage, but also the pain of the masculine, of the men in my lineage, literally saying like, fuck, I fucked up. Like feeling just like so little, so small, because they did that to the person they love, okay? And I realized what I was feeling, what I was experiencing, it wasn't just mine, it wasn't just my parents, it wasn't just my grandparents, it was my great-grandparents, and so on, so far back, that I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, how do I get to alchemize this energy and also release that from them, because they're also feeling that. You know, that heaviness that I was talking about, right? They also have that still, because otherwise I wouldn't be feeling it. And then I went through this beautiful process of releasing that for them, because I chose me. I was like, this is not mine to carry. I mean, yes, I'm grateful that I was able to carry this for so long, and it showed me the pattern, right, that I was in, that I had no idea in a way what was happening. But this is not me to carry. This is not my pain. This is their pain. This is their journey, right? Of the ones that are still presently as humans, it's their journey for them to release that. Who am I to take that away from them? Because that's how they learn, you know? When you begin to release your own pain, your own suffering, when you, with your own power, begin to alchemize that energy, this is also where you tap in more into that inner strength that you have. So I'm like, who am I to take that away from you? No, I can hold space for you, sure, and I love that. Please, it's such an honor, right? But that's not for me to carry. That's for you to realize like how you can tap in more into your power. So I let that go. And I offer that to them. I offer my service of holding space for them so they can do it in their own way, in the way that they choose. And it was such a beautiful experience, let me tell you. Yes, it took me, I was pooped out because I saw many things that was definitely very challenging to see, but I knew, it wasn't mine to carry, right? And at times, we feel that it's our duty. It's our duty to carry this pain for the lineage. It's the duty to release it. It's the duty of that, right? I mean, sure, it's your duty if that's how you feel, right? Because it's your experience as a human. But the thing is that you get to choose if it's really going to be your duty to release that, but if you are just going to hold space for your dear ones, right? For example, right, if you're with a partner and they're going through really dark times, right, is it your duty to release that from your partner? And like, we cannot change the way that you feel. Maybe for you, it feels like absolutely it's your duty to release that from somebody else, right? And then like one thing that is coming through right now is like, think about, the wounded healer, right? Like we all have the power to alchemize energy. We all have the power to do that. We just have to be of service to somebody so they can understand they do have the power to alchemize that. You do have the power to alchemize that, right? We can be of service just by holding space, by listening to them and just being like, I'm here for you, right? So going back into, yes, the ancestral trauma has been passed on through generations and generations and generations for you, but that doesn't mean that you still need to carry it for the rest of this life, right? I truly believe that when we tap into the field, it's because we knew and our ancestors knew, and this is based on my experience and my clients, that they knew somebody really powerful was gonna show up in this lineage to be like, yo, okay, that's been happening for a long time, and now let's bring some new fresh energy, which the new fresh energy is you showing up in your lineage, you doing all this work, you're doing all this healing, and you showing up and being like, I got this. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this, but I got it. And then you do it, you do it. So I invite you, we all invite you from this field, right? And all the spirits that are present, because even though you see me as this human saying these words to you, right? There's so many things passing through me, even in the space between words, right? For you to tap into something so much deeper than the two of us. So we invite you to really like sit with like, what is it that I want to carry in my life, What is it that I want to carry in my being? Do you want to carry traumas? Do you want to carry resentments? Do you want to carry anger? And sometimes, of course, like, as humans, this shit happens, right? But in the present moments is when we really decide, okay, I feel angry right now, and I'm going to give myself the opportunity to feel angry and to just move the energy around and then just be like a freaking dog and shake the shit out and then move on, right? Rather than like being on this spiral and going downwards and eventually I've been there many times, trust me. So this is also why I'm sharing this, right? But you can also have that strength in you, which you already have the strength and be like, okay, this is like ancestral trauma, and this is some kind of healing that I'm going through because I chose, like you had the power to choose to show up in this lineage and be like, this is enough, and this is what I'm going to be carrying from now on, right? So I choose myself, like you choose yourself. This is what the power that you have as a multidimensional being, as a really freaking powerful healer, that you get to choose, right? Nobody's going to take that away from you. You get to choose, just like you chose before coming and being a human, where your lineage was going to be and all the shit that you were going to release from them, right? Out of service and out of love. Okay, let me say them one more time. Out of service and out of love for your lineage and yourself. You did that, and out of for humanity, when we completely expand out of the equation, okay? You showed up because you knew those people, which those people are part of you and part of us in the collective, that you knew they needed you. They needed your power. They needed your strength. you needed to show up, and they opened this amazing space and journey for you to be and choose you and choose what you wanted to carry. How freaking amazing is that? That you knew and you still know. I feel deep inside, we all know that we have this power, and we have the power of say, okay, I've been going through all this shit this past years, and I know I've been choosing that for my growth, but now I'm choosing, in a way, the more gentle way, the more powerful way out of love for myself. And you can alchemize the energy like this. That doesn't mean that you're not gonna feel it. You still feel it. Of course you still feel it. I mean, goodness, we're so freaking sensitive, And this is also the power of being human. We are so sensitive, and that's so beautiful. So then, once you really tap into that, what is it? What is it? And I'm giving you this question for you, okay? And feel free to sit with this question for as long as you need to. You don't need an answer right now, because maybe an answer right now is too much, right? What is it that you want to carry in your being? What do you choose from your heart space, from your soul that you want to carry? Okay? I choose to carry love. I choose to carry service. I choose to alchemize anything that passes through me for the collective, for my lineage, for anybody that I might not know and I actually know in this experience. Out of love. I choose love over and over and over and over again. I choose the wisdom of my heart, and I choose to have compassion even for those that I felt did not have compassion for me. And this is how I live my life. Is it easy? No, not at all, because I feel things really deeply, but I committed to myself. I committed 10 years ago when I was getting off the suicidal tendencies. I committed to my heart, and I've never once gone back to that. I committed to my heart, I committed to love, I committed to service, and I let my heart guide me. And I believe that this is one of the reasons why I can go so deep in my own journey. And most of the time, I don't really need somebody to hold me, because I allow love to hold me. I allow myself to be held by love. And this is something that you also have the power in you. So believe in yourself, dear. Believe in yourself, because you got it. You got it. This journey is not, imagine if it was so easy to get, we all throw this word around, right? Enlightened. Goodness, I mean, there wouldn't be wars, there wouldn't be all the suffering, right? That I don't think even there will be duality. It will just be like, right? But we need this duality to wake up. We need all these wars, and it sounds horrible, trust me, I fucking hate wars. I really do, yeah? But we need to see that other side of humans and the deep side of darkness to choose that we don't want to be there. That we want to be in the other side in power to really raise up the energies of the earth and help other ones to also wake up, so they realize that that's not the only option that they have, right? They have a deeper option, and that option is love, and it starts with you. It starts with you loving yourself, giving compassion to yourself, having compassion for your lineage. I mean, goodness, we don't even know what our parents went through, or our great parents, or so back, right? I mean, as a matter of fact, sometimes we don't even know what the fuck we're going through, right? So how can we really understand somebody else's life and story? We really can't. Even when somebody tells us, this is what I'm going through. I mean, that's their perception of what they were going through, and maybe they don't really understand what they're going through, right? Unless you have the side with energy and you can understand a little bit deeper. I mean, the more that we have compassion for ourselves, the more that we have compassion for others, honestly, the easier this journey gets. You're not in you're more into and in order to be in this situation, you gotta go gentle. And it's a practice, you gotta remember yourselves okay, shit is about to hit. Okay, what are my practices that I can do, right? I do this all the time, you guys. I do this all the times. And this is why my discipline is I stay with a freaking discipline, because I know how much it helps, how much it serves me, right? And I'm sure that some practices that serve you as well, and that's great. Stick with that. And going back into, what do I choose to carry? What do you choose to carry? And are you willing of being of service to yourself first and foremost, so you can be in service to your lineage? So then you're not carrying that heaviness in your heart, in your womb, in your throat. So you give yourself permission to be and experience you as a powerful being that you are. Ooh, that was a lot. That was a lot. So, thank you. And feel the feels, man. There's a lot of energy passing through right now that I'm just like, okay, let's inhale and exhale. Sometimes that's all we can do. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And give yourself permission to be. Give yourself permission to be. So then you can actually be, and honor your weirdness, honor like your lightness and your dark. Oh my gosh, especially your dark. Honor the really deep, dark part of you. That's where your power lies, A lot of people want to search in the light, and it's like, turn the light on, right? Once you turn the light on, you're able to see everything. But before the light is turned on, it's all darkness, right? And it's through the darkness that you'll be able to actually walk through it and turn on the freaking light and see it. Otherwise, it's like, how would you even see it? How would you even see that there's two different aspects, two sides of the coin, right? That's how you get to get into it. And then from that point, you get to be in the center. Like, the yin and yang symbol, right? There's a little dot in the center. Like, I like to call it the eye of the storm, right? You get to be in the eye of the storm whenever you choose, and then go into the dark aspects and into the light aspects. And through that, having that awareness, you can heal really deep trauma from your ancestors and your lineage, and also open up to more magic in this world, because there's so much magic. There's so much magic, and that's why as women, shit was given to us, because we knew about this magical world, and we still know. So give yourself permission to choose what you want to carry. And from that choosing, and is when things just, and then you're more in service to yourself, to your ancestors, and the journey just gets easier. Trust me, it does. It gets easier. And it gets so much easier with love. And that's the beauty thing about it, We are love. We are love. We are light. We're dark. Your inner child, you're a baby, you're a wife, you're a husband. You're all these things in one. You're not just one thing. And that's where we get to tap into being that really potent portal. And that's when you also realize you're not separate from your ancestors. And then as you are releasing, as you are crying, they're also crying through you. As you are screaming, they're also screaming through you. Wow. Can you just tap into that service? And then you're not just crying for me and you and your ancestors, you're crying for all of us. You are opening up the throat chakra for all of us. Wow. That is why I love this journey. It's like, dang, it goes so deep, and it's so interconnected, and it's just like, Anyways, my dear loves, so many blessings to you, and I trust to serve you so well. My heart feels super expanded. I also have some cacao, and that medicine is so powerful. And I want to invite you, I'm doing a free immersion at the end of this month. It's a 3-day, and we're tapping into the heart space. And for those that will join me live, you will be able to win some prizes, which is a session with me, some cacao, some Palo Santo from Peru, from the source, that's where I'm from. And yeah, but it's more about tapping into your heart space, and honoring the journey of the heart and the wisdom that is there. So it's in the link in my bio. You can go into also my website, which is rukmanicore.com, and find it right there. And so, hi baby. Love, 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 love. And know that you're doing an amazing job. Wherever you are in your journey, you're doing an amazing job. And you know, even Lakshmi in the iPhone videos right there, like you see her, she's like, yeah, you're doing a really good job. The more you trust in your heart, the more things flow. And I mean this about everything. Flowing into a balanced state, you know, and the wisest version of some kind of energy flows through your heart into you, into the rest of the chakras. And that starts with you again, you know, loving yourself, accepting your past, accepting all the wounds that happened to you, all the stories, whatever. And then choosing, do I get to carry this story with me? Or do I create the most magical story that humanity has ever seen through me? And I believe you can. I believe we all can. So, love you, love you, love you, love you. Next week in my podcast, I'm actually recording right now, actually, after this video, a meditation for self-acceptance with I guide that also with light language. So stay tuned. Every Wednesday, there's an episode of the podcast that comes out, and the first week of every month is a meditation. So yay. All right, I'm sending you so much love. I just realized that I just have elephants throughout. Okay, love, 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 love. And have a beautiful rest of your what are we today, Monday, and a beautiful rest of your week. Okay, ciao, peace.